Excuse me, sir. When did you get your first internship?
Probably I think I was around 17.
17?
Yeah.
And where are you working this summer?
This summer I'll be interning at NVIDIA.
Wow. NVIDIA?
Yeah.
The NVIDIA?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, bro. Okay, by chance, I went in the country interviewing the top students about their top internships, and if you have a top internship that you want to share to help other students who want to break in, let us see you down like a small 1-minute interview with me.
Yeah, sure.
Where you go to school, what's your major, and where you working this summer?
I go to UC San Diego. I'm a computer science major, and I'll be interning at NVIDIA this summer.
And what are you getting at NVIDIA?
I'll be working as a software engineer intern on the AI infrastructure team.
If you're anyone on Reddit, TikTok, or Instagram, the one thing that students say is the market is cooked. But what is the one thing that most students underestimate when trying to land a software engineering internship?
I think I did like 200-300 apps like this past cycle too. Something I'd say that's like underestimated is definitely like tailoring your resume.
So after doing over 300 applications, what would you actually say is the biggest mistake you see with students when formatting their resume for software engineering internship?
Just having stuff that isn't exactly like relevant on there. Like I know it can be pretty difficult to have like experience when you don't have experience. Yeah, if you just have like random experiences that aren't really like related, it can definitely take up space for like more useful stuff.
Every single CS influencer that I talk to says there's one thing to get a CS internship, projects.
Yeah.
But what do you think is the one thing that most students overlook when trying to land a SWE internship?
Definitely just like coming off like enthusiastic and like very like happy to be there doing the interviews, right? These are like some really like sought after positions. So I think just showing your energy and showing that you're happy to be there to interview can definitely help a lot.
Now, most CS experiencers I talk to are very unenthusiastic and often just don't want to be there. And that mainly comes to the fact that they're very unconfident. So what is your biggest tip to any CS majors or to students in general who want to be confident and calm when interviewing and talking to a freshman?
Practice, right? Practice with your friends, practice interviewing, even record yourself answering like behavioral questions and watch back on them and see, oh, like what can I do better?
And do you go to target school for NVIDIA?
I'd say for big tech, UC San Diego is definitely a target school.
So what do you think is the one resource that students, even at target schools, often fail to utilize?
I don't think about that one. I think just being at a target school just makes it like a little bit easier to get through that like initial resume screening, especially like your first or second year.
And if you go back to your freshman year, what is the one thing that you would do differently if you could re-recruit for all your internships all over again?
Yeah, I would definitely use like NeetCode. Before I would like kind of like slam my head against the wall doing like NeetCode problems all day. Really good resources out there now for like learning NeetCode, and NeetCode's like a really.
What is the one piece of advice that you would tell your freshman yourself if you could re-recruit for all your internships? Actually, what is the one piece of advice you would tell your 18-year-old self if you could be a freshman all over again trying to break into software engineering?